Hello and happy Kaijuly. Your humble host Jason Seacrest here, bringing you some movies for this holiday that hopefully you've never seen or maybe you've forgotten about and want to watch again. I know it's been a while since I posted anything to the website. I missed Shocktober of last year. I happened to start a new job right at the beginning of the month and it kept me consumed. And it's still a pretty busy job, but I just didn't have time to sit down and do my usual Shocktober video. I got to watch my movies, but I didn't make the video. And I really wanted to make sure that I sat down, found some private time, and get this done for you guys out there. I know I haven't posted anything in a while. I've still got 2 or 3 Laserdisc players that I need to repair. I'm also into vinyl. I'm going to showcase one here today in this video. Records before, but I haven't really done any videos around vinyl itself. But I have a turntable that I need to repair. There's a hum on it, and there's some other retro stuff I like. For example, Game Boy. I'm a huge Game Boy fan, and with this one, I had done the backlight mod, and it's a beautiful mod. Put the bivert chip in there and all that stuff. I didn't video that because there's so many videos of how to do this right on YouTube that I'm like, well, I don't need to add yet another one to that. But on the flip side of that, my video on how to add the AC3 modification to a non-AC3 Laserdisc player, right, using the Benedictus kit, to my knowledge, it's still the only video out there detailing how to do it. So that's the kind of thing that's more important to me. It's like if I'm doing something, I kind of want to show and provide that information to all of my viewers or anyone else who out there is looking to do the same thing. And then I have that information out there. When I went to do it, all I could find were videos of people saying, hey, look, I did this mod. The mod's already done, so it doesn't really help. I took it from beginning to end. So those are the kind of things I like to showcase. I don't like to rehash the same old that other people have done, right? So anyway, I'm here now. We're going to get this done. Hopefully you'll enjoy some of this stuff and watch it for Kaijuly. So let's get started. First up, Godzilla vs. Kong record. Right, this is an LP. I've listened to this before. I'm going to spin it again here in a few days. Fantastic. Hopefully there's not a whole lot of glare on that. Fantastic movie. Fantastic soundtrack. This was released in 2021, and it's got some bass to it. I mean, it's the dun 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 dun. Not to mention the new stuff in this movie itself. The one I don't have that I really need to get is from Godzilla King of All Monsters, where he's going up against Ghidorah, however you want to say it. And it's got that track, the remake of Who Was Your Cult's Godzilla. That's an absolutely phenomenal track. I need that song and I don't have it. So if you're into vinyl, like I am, and I'm not huge into soundtracks, I'll get vinyl for soundtracks I really like, or for genres like this. Like I've got a bunch of Godzilla titles on vinyl, and I don't listen to them all the time, but I'm a huge Godzilla fan, so if it's Godzilla, I'm pretty much going to get it, right? And this is really cool. So if you're into vinyl and don't have this, highly recommend it. Next up, we are going to Laserdisc, and we've got Clash of the Titans. This came out in 1981, and unfortunately, it was Ray Harryhausen's final piece. Yeah, I'm a big Ray Harryhausen fan. His final work was on this. Now, believe it or not, this guy came out the same weekend as Raiders of the Lost Ark, and it was second to Raiders in box office totals for that first weekend. I saw this in the theaters when I was a kid. I even had Perseus and I had Pegasus, the action figures. I never had the Kraken, unfortunately. But yeah, this is, if you've never seen it, and I can't imagine no one in my age group anyway, who hasn't seen this movie. You're doing yourself a disjustice. This is, injustice. It's a fantastic kaiju movie. You got the Pegasus. You got, of course, the obvious ones, the Kraken. You got the Medusa, giant vulture, giant scorpion. So plenty of kaiju action in here. And of course, just like I said, was the 7th Voyage of Sinbad, last Kaijuly. It's mythological. These are mythological creatures, but still kaiju, right? Highly recommend this if you haven't seen it. This is the original. There was a reboot, and I forget the year. 2000 something. Anyway, it's all right, next up, also on my favorite format Laserdisc, is Dragonslayer, a dark fantasy from Disney. This was released in 81, the same time, same time as Raiders. And the special effects from this for the dragon are absolutely outstanding. ILM did the effects. And it actually was nominated for special effects, but lost to... That's right, Raiders! It lost to Raiders. Despite getting favorable reviews, this lost money. And it doesn't make any sense to me other than the fact that it was kind of a darker fantasy from Disney. It was PG. There was actually a very slight, very like half-second nudity scene in there when they were swimming in the water. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. I've seen this so many times. Seen it on VHS back in the day and Laserdisc, and it still holds up. The special effects are absolutely amazing, and they're all practical. But if you haven't seen this one, it's basically about a kid. I say kid, he's a young adult or whatever, who is a apprentice to a wizard, and the town folk are having a problem with the dragon. They hire the wizard. The wizard knows he can't make the trip, so he basically plans his own death, passes his powers off to his apprentice, and then they go after the dragon. I've always liked this movie. It's really good. The actor's name, I don't remember his name now. Where is it? It's going to be back here somewhere. It is... Is it Peter? Yeah, Peter McNichol. Peter McNichol is the apprentice, and you'll probably remember him from Ghostbusters 2. He played the art guy who gets hypnotized by Vigo. I think the antagonist name is Vigo, right, from the painting. So he's been in a lot of stuff too. Anyway, enough about that one. Check it out if you haven't checked it. Now, before we move on for more physical media, I am streaming Gamera Rebirth. I've seen it once before because this came out in 2022, I believe, and it's I enjoyed it. The animation's okay. The story's pretty good. I don't really understand why the kaiju are chasing all the kids. I know they explain it in the movie, but they don't explain it very well. But there's a connection between certain children, and the emergence of all these kaiju. And the kaiju basically want to eat the children. I don't know. But there's some cussing in there. It's not for little kids. But it's pretty fun. So I'm rewatching that now because it's been a couple years since I've seen it. I'm like, I'll watch it again. It's always fun to revisit things, stuff like that. So if you haven't seen that, and it's on Netflix. If you got Netflix, I do recommend checking that out. It's a fun watch. Don't try to take it too seriously. And I haven't seen a whole lot of Gamera. I said last Kaijuly I started watching Ultraman, and I watched the Ultraman Rising and the Ultraman series on Netflix last year, and those were really good. So I got the steel box set. I should have that up here, but I don't. Of the original series from the late 60s, and I watched all of those from over the past several months. I would watch 1 or 2 a week. So now I'm into Ultraman, the Return of Ultraman, which was the sequel series to that. It's also streaming on Prime. I think it's on Prime that I'm watching it on. Next up, DVD. If you have not heard of Inframan, you're missing out. This is basically the Chinese Superman. And essentially, this came out in late 60s, early 70s. I forget the date. But again, it's a Chinese Superman. This is a Hong Kong film by the Shaw Brothers. Yeah, there's some kung fu action in this bad boy. And basically the premise is this demon princess wakes up from a slumber, uses all of her kaiju buddies to try to conquer the Earth, right? And so Earth's response is Inframan to fight that. Now, if that sounds familiar, think about this for a second. Sounds a lot like Power Rangers, doesn't it? Yeah. Except, of course, you don't have a team of Inframan working together. But yeah, it's in the original Power Rangers, it was the queen, the witch. I think she was a witch, and she was on the moon, and she woke up from a slumber, and she started trying to take over the planet. So, yeah, sounds familiar. Now, before you go, oh my gosh, this is going to be a horrible B movie. It is a horrible B movie. It's probably a C movie. But it actually got some decent reviews. Roger Ebert from Siskel and Ebert gave it 2.5 stars and said he enjoyed it. And then later on upgraded it to a 3. Yeah, I know, right? So for what it is, it's a fun ride. I mean, it's the budget's not, the special effects are not, what's the right word? Good, you know? I actually saw this as a double feature as a kid. That's the first time I ever saw Inframan. It was in a theater here in Florida, and my parents took me to it. It was a double feature with this and Laser Blast. And if you're in a Laserdisc or old movies like that, you know what Laser Blast is too. And I loved it. And then I remember staying up late one night in middle school because I'd seen in the TV guide they were showing it again. So I stayed up really super late, like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning to watch it again. So if you haven't checked out Inframan, check it out. It's just a fun thing to watch. It's not one of the greatest kaiju movies in the world. It's not even one of the greatest movies in the world, but I think you'll enjoy it. Finally on my list, it wouldn't be kaiju without some, or Kaijuly without some Godzilla. And what I've got up for viewing right now is this absolutely gorgeous set, Godzilla vs. Mothra. This is the 1992 re-release, and I love what they did with this box, giving it the wing art of Mothra itself. And they did some, gave it some detail inside. We got a great insert. It's all in Japanese, of course, but love that insert. And another insert selling action figures. I think that's what they're doing. That's what it looks like to me. And the jackets themselves are very beautiful. It's all on the back. And this, of course, again, like I said, is Laserdisc. I've seen the original Godzilla vs. Mothra, but I have not seen this one. So I'm looking forward to watching this. Now, this is probably all in Japanese with no subtitles. The right way to watch Godzilla. I've said that before. So, I don't know. I may watch this and then rewatch it so I know what the hell's going on with subtitles or with an English dub. But this is a beautiful box. This is one of the reasons why I collect physical media, right? You can't get this stuff streaming, right? You got to buy it, and that way you own it and you take care of it. So, there you go. That's what I've got on the list for Kaijuly. I hope you enjoyed this short episode. Go out watching this stuff. If you got ideas of movies I've never heard of or I haven't watched, send them back at me. And I'm gonna do my best this year to post a few more repair videos, because other people's repair videos or my videos help me, and so I try to make some for things that are a little less common, especially in Laserdisc, right? Especially for Laserdisc, which is a much smaller community, so that when you got something going wrong, you can hopefully get your machine repaired and keep it running forever. So everyone have a happy Kaijuly, and I'll chat with you later. Bye.
Är det någon som sett min tvål? Skål!